Think of all the things that come to mind when you hear the words Great Britain, and chances are you'll find many of them on a Saturday in June at the Trooping the Colour ceremony. This military spectacle, which marks the official birthday of the King or Queen, is the sort of event the United Kingdom does best. Pomp, pageantry, music, gun salutes, flag-waving crowds, soldiers in bearskin caps, and the extended royal family at Buckingham Palace, all tied up with red, white and blue smoke trails. Trooping the Colour is believed to have started as a practice to ensure soldiers could easily spot their unit in the heat and chaos of battle. Different regiments of the British Army carried their own flags, or colours, on the battlefield. The colours used to be trooped in front of the soldiers every day to make sure they could recognise their regiment. The ceremony of Trooping the Colour is believed to have first been performed for King Charles II, who reigned between 1660 and 1685. It was first used to mark the monarch's official birthday in 1748, during the reign of King George II, and became an annual tradition under his successor, George III. But we were still some way off from the ceremony that we recognise today. Horse Guards Parade, on the opposite side of St James's Park from Buckingham Palace, wasn't used for Trooping the Colour until 1805. Further changes took place at the start of the 20th century under Edward VII. He was the first monarch to regularly receive the royal salute in person. It was also Edward who was responsible for the monarch having 2 official birthdays. The reason for this is a typically British one. Edward VII was born in November, but decided to keep the official birthday ceremony in May or June because the weather would be better. As it happened though, 3 Trooping the Colour ceremonies were cancelled during his reign due to bad weather. Finally, the parade has been held on a Saturday in June every year since 1959, with the exception of 2022, which was held on a Thursday during Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Elizabeth attended every Trooping the Colour ceremony during her 70-year reign, with the exception of just one. In 1955, her birthday parade had to be cancelled due to a train strike.
Number 10 Downing Street to review the latest developments in the railway dispute and to make plans for all emergencies.
Elizabeth also witnessed 2 slimmed-down private trooping ceremonies in 2020 and 2021, configured to meet social distancing regulations during the COVID-19 pandemic. So, who's involved? Well, the monarch of the United Kingdom, of course, who is also Commander-in-Chief of the British Armed Forces. The histories of the monarchy and the military are intertwined, dating back to times when the king was responsible for raising and maintaining an army. The king and other members of the royal family hold appointments and honorary ranks within the armed forces. Charles III has a close relationship with all 3 branches of the military. He received Royal Air Force training whilst he was at university, flying Chipmunk and Bassett CC-1 aircraft. After his passing out ceremony, Charles joined the Royal Navy, serving on guided missile destroyers and as a gunnery officer. His military career ended in 1976, but as Prince of Wales, he remained as Regimental Colonel of the Welsh Guards until 2022, when he acceded to the throne. The King's birthday parade involves 1,400 officers and soldiers, 200 horses, and 400 musicians, parading from Buckingham Palace down the Mall to Horse Guards Parade. Horse Guards Parade was formerly the tilt yard of the Palace of Whitehall, which used to be the main residence of English monarchs until the end of the 17th century. Jousting and other tournaments were held here during the reign of Henry VIII. The Horse Guards building, on the eastern side of the square, used to be the headquarters of the British Army during the 18th and 19th centuries. Members of the royal family often watched the birthday parade on the square from the former office of the Duke of Wellington, who commanded British-led forces to victory in the 1815 Battle of Waterloo. More recently, it was used to host the beach volleyball competition during the 2012 Summer Olympic Games in London. The soldiers who take part in the parade form one of the oldest bodies within the British Army, the Household Division. They are the King's personal troops and have been since the restoration of the monarchy in 1660, following the end of the English Civil War and subsequent interregnum. The Household Division includes 5 regiments of foot guards, the Grenadier Guards, the Coldstream Guards, the Scots Guards, the Irish Guards, and the Welsh Guards. Only one colour can be trooped in front of the sovereign at the birthday parade, and so the 5 regiments take turns to do so annually. Soldiers are divided into 6 foot guard companies who form an L shape around the perimeter of the Horse Guards parade square. This is similar to a defensive formation called the hollow square, used in battle to protect the regiment's colour. The number 1 guard are called the escort for the colour. The guards have now formed up, and members of the royal family begin to arrive in barouche coaches. The sovereign rides down the Mall, either on horseback or by carriage. Queen Elizabeth II rode her mare, Burmese, at the parade from 1969 to 1986. In 1981, a man shot 6 blanks at both the monarch and her mare on the corner of the Mall and Horse Guards Road. Burmese was startled, and it took the Queen's skills as a horsewoman to bring her under control. Both were unharmed. In 1987, Burmese was retired, and Elizabeth began travelling by carriage instead. Burmese subsequently joined the police part-time before being put out to grass in the fields of Windsor.
Once you've ridden a horse of this calibre, all other horses pale into the distance.
Another famous horse in the household cavalry was Sefton, a black gelding who was severely injured by an IRA bomb at Hyde Park in 1982, but recovered and returned to duties just 2 months later.
He's a strong character, obviously.
Extremely strong character, yeah.
He retired in 1984 and died in 1993 at the age of 30. King Charles III debuted his mare Noble at the 2023 parade, his first trooping the colours.